for intro? Okay. Jesus Christ, guys! Coordinate your fucking drinks. All right. No. All right, here we go. Hello, and welcome to Nerds and Stuff. My name is Martin, and before we get back to our Urban Shadows campaign, Friends Like These, I'm going to have my players and characters introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sterling, and I'm playing... Whoa! Calvin! I wanted to say Miles.
Calvin Miles.
I'm playing Miles Calvin?
Yeah,
Spoilers,
that's about right.
Calvin Miles.
Calvin Miles. And he's a wizard.
What we should do in the next one is just, like,
Yeah,
play somebody else. I'm playing Jake Gordon.
I think you have an intro for the camera now.
Oh, this is the full
This
one?
is the full one. We're keeping it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Daniel, and
Sterling fucked it up, but we're going.
I'm playing Oliver Silver, maybe not the greatest guy.
I'm Junior. I'm playing Jake Gordon, the Butcher.
The Butcher of Heritage Park.
Which is a real mouthful.
Trent. Trent is me, yeah. All right.
That dog.
And I'm Martin. You guys probably already know me from such comedy hits as Dread Echoes and Fiasco,
And I'm
Broken
everybody
Promise
else.
Hill. Yeah. And I'm everyone else. All right. My milkshake does not bring everyone to the yard, though. However, asterisk.
He can usually get about 3 guys here. And that's about it.
Mostly. So last we saw our friends. I'm not going to call you guys heroes because you're bad people. All of you are bad people. So last time we saw Jake, he was covered in werewolf blood, having successfully cleaved the head off of Trent. I mean, I think it should go without saying that you also arranged for Calvin's girlfriend to be kidnapped, but that's just like a footnote. That's not last time we saw him. That's just something I want to remind everyone.
Spoilers.
And mostly...
Calvin hasn't heard about it yet.
That's true. That's true. Mostly about the girlfriend part, but also about the kidnapping. Yeah. We last saw Oliver cheering on Jake, and we last saw Calvin.
Show.
It was. Yeah. And we last saw Calvin leaving Vincennes behind because he knew kind of how it was going to go. He's seen Jake brandish that sword before, and usually it wasn't pretty. All right, so we're going to get right back into it. So, that night you're kind of unwinding in the locker room. Oliver's hanging out with you.
A little bit of
Checking what wounds you have. You do have a lot of kind of scratches, and you're bleeding pretty good, so they're getting some bandages for you and stuff like that. One of the werewolves from Trent's clan comes in, and he basically congratulates you. He tells you that that was an honorable kill, and for that you have the respect of the Blood Moon clan, or the Blood Moon pack. So,
just what you've always wanted.
Yeah, werewolves with respect. They're werewolves, not swearwolves. Let's throw it back to last week. Watch What We Do in the Shadows. It's such a good movie. It's so good. All right. Anyways.
Yeah, you play with us, Junior.
Yeah.
You should know this.
You signed up for this. All right. So,
You're
feeling
a green card. That's fine.
Boo. No, you don't make that joke.
Okay.
All right. Right. So, anyways, we last saw you in the locker room. Yeah.
Just tending to my wounds, trying to get back.
So, what is the agenda for Jake?
So I have done what I've been asked of.
Yeah.
So I need to go figure out or get in contact probably as soon as I can to get Sarah and Anna back.
Yeah. And Oliver probably feels like you're no condition to leave.
Yeah.
Jake, I want to thank you. That was a great performance, and I really think you avenged Scarlet well.
Well, I did what I could.
He's like, who's Scarlet?
Did what I could.
No, I'm just joking.
And it was a good fight.
I really do appreciate it, Jake.
Trent was a formidable opponent. But I need to go. I need to go get Sarah and Anna.
Jake, you're in no condition to leave. You're barely stitched together.
Doesn't
you
matter.
may have taken his head, but he took a fair amount from you.
I need to get them back. That was the whole point of this.
Well, look, maybe we can just call them. Okay, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's.
Okay, well, we won't use your phone because apparently you ate it or something. But here's mine. Don't break it. I like this phone.
Okay, I'm just gonna take it and go make a call.
Okay. All right. So you kind of step out and you're talking, and who do you call?
I'm probably gonna call Reynold.
Okay.
So I think he's
On Daniel's phone.
Oh, good.
I see
Little
what
do
you
you
do.
know,
Yeah.
these phones are kind of how I get all of my information.
Yep.
That's fine. I don't
Yep.
care. I don't think I'm.
So
I don't
you
know.
call Reynold and he answers.
And I'm just gonna be like, the match is over. Trent is dead.
Yes, I saw. It was a glorious performance. You should be very proud. Trent was a bane of this city for far too long. And now you have done what many weak vampires have not.
Yeah, he was a formidable opponent, but I don't care about that. I want Serenana now.
Listen, it is long night. Perhaps you should rest up. Anna and Sarah will be returned to you within time. We must make sure they are healthy, taken care of.
No. You said as soon as he was dead I could have them back. I want them back.
There are complications, as you might understand. We will seek to them and take care of you. We will be in contact with you. Take care of Jake.
No.
Click.
I'm just gonna throw the phone.
You son of a bitch!
You threw the phone. Yeah.
Well, did you have an OtterBox?
Do you think a guy like me would carry an OtterBox?
No, it's fucking corporate suicide. Anyone with an OtterBox should be a grandmother.
God damn it, Jake.
Hey man,
I'm not gonna find a cell phone this time of night.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that. All right.
Also, he won't have Reynold's number now. Dick.
Didn't think about that either. But
Maybe Reynold should have thought about that before he was a dick.
damn it! And I'm just pacing. I throw
Okay.
that damn phone and I'm just pacing
Okay.
back and forth. But I am tired.
Yeah.
I am.
So you come out and you
Fucking hell!
and right as you open the door, your phone flies, smashes, explodes. Just
God damn it, Jake.
Fuck. They won't give him back. This was all for nothing.
What, they won't release your family?
No, he said. Not now, he said in time, but that was not the deal.
Well, Jake, you're like my family. Okay, I want to help you. Calvin had said he had a plan. Maybe it's not too late. If only we could call Calvin.
I'm sorry, Oliver. It was heat of the moment.
plus Calvin might not want to talk to you right now,
Yeah,
as you kind of killed one of his friends.
I don't know what to do. I think perhaps this was the wrong decision, but what's done is done now, and I must move forward to try to get them. I need to heal. I know where they're at, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to get them back.
Let's see if we can get a hold of Calvin, okay? He may not want to talk to you, but I may be able to convince him to join us. We can see about getting your family back.
I think Jake has an ability that lets him cash in a debt.
Yo.
He doesn't need to talk to me.
I do, but I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, you're right. Sarah and Anna could probably
Yeah, no,
wait
they
in
can wait.
captivity
We're
for a
good.
couple times. What's
She was
the
in
worst that could
She
happen?
was in great shape when you
yeah,
went and visited.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Call Sterling.
Damn you guys. Alright. Fine, I know a way to get a hold of him.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, let's go back into the locker room.
You still owe me a cell phone. I'm taking that out of your winnings.
Yes.
Fine. Do what you must, and then we'll walk into the locker room. I don't know. So you can cash a debt in with someone to appear in their presence.
Mhm.
Others may cash a debt with you to have you appear as well.
So you're cashing in a debt with
I
Calvin.
think Calvin.
Yeah. Because he's probably not going to take your call even if you
But
call
how do
him.
I?
So you can forcefully appear before him.
Because I can't bring him with me then.
You
Right.
just
just touch him and he comes with me.
If you let it out, yeah.
Okay.
If you successfully let it out, yeah.
Alright, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna do invocation to cash in a debt to appear with him, and I'm gonna try to let it out. Do I get a handicap though? Because I'm probably hurting.
No, yeah.
Okay.
This game doesn't have a lot of +1, -1s for good reason. So.
And then I'm gonna have you.
Alright, so roll let it out, and this will see if you can summon the power to make him appear as well. Of course you fuck up this roll. You just murdered Trent with all, like, double sixes.
Can I assist? Because this is like channeling darkness.
Yeah.
I'll try and lend a hand.
So lending a hand is just automatic, I think. Roll with their faction. Okay, yeah. So you roll with their faction. So you have to roll with wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Oliver.
And he gets a +1 if you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8. Your faction scored 0 from me. So this says on a 7 through 9, you expose yourself to danger, entanglement, or cost.
So, wait, you rolled an 8.
Yeah. So
okay. So here's the deal. No, you're gonna mark corruption.
Right. That's what I was.
Yeah.
Gonna suggest.
You're gonna mark corruption for exposing yourself to a new type of darkness, which unravels your humanity a little bit more. So yeah. So that makes your score a 7 now. Okay. So with a 7, you can extend your senses, supernatural or otherwise, to encapsulate Oliver as well for your visage.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, where is Calvin when demonic Jake?
Demonic
not demonic.
Non-demonic.
Just
Shadow.
shadowy, fiery Jake and Oliver show up.
I like that
before you.
Oliver's shape is like what the shadow form of a vampire would be, since I'm being channeled through the darkness.
Well, it's probably the same as Jake's because this is an extension of demonic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's demonic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's just our voice.
not touching the dark.
You don't get vampire and demonic
Probably having a
hybrid
smoke.
powers.
Yeah.
Easy, bro. Easy.
I think Calvin found his way up to a roof,
Okay.
and is just kind of watching the moon, like having a smoke.
Deal. Because he's not aware that Aurora is like in danger. He just knows that she's okay. So he's probably tried to call her a couple times. All right. So you're up having a smoke, and right. I think that the visage will find you now.
Calvin.
Calvin's like kind of sitting on a ledge, but he turns around and sees
The two forms.
two forms behind him.
Oliver's just like looking around.
And
Has this ever happened
Yes.
before? Just the once.
He's seen me once.
Okay.
Just me when they're.
So this isn't. This is still
shocking.
weird, but
Yeah.
it's not new. Okay.
so I just kind of look back over, kind of back out on the city.
Yeah, and I like that
Take a
Calvin's kind
drag
of like
from
still
his, like-
over all this shit. Yeah, like cool. You just killed one of my friends.
Takes
Fuck
a
you,
long
guy.
drag from his cigarette. What?
I don't know how to say this, but do you still have your plan?
By the way, I'm sorry. I'm like kind of sorry.
Yeah.
Chick has no tact. No tact
I just
whatsoever.
put my hand on his shoulder and I just kind of push him back a little
No,
bit.
he's lead scene.
I mean, the plan still exists. It hasn't changed much. Why?
It incorporated Trent helping as well. You
Yeah,
Minor change.
You were right.
of course I was.
I was a fool. They will not release Sarah and Anna.
Well, when you deal with devils, you often get burned.
Yes. I need them back. Can you help me?
You realize that one of the people who made this plan, one of the people who is instrumental in pulling it off, is Vincennes. And seeing that you're still here, you killed his lieutenant tonight?
Well, I imagine that should Jake perhaps offer to take his place, a agreement might be reached.
I mean, he can offer whatever he wants, but who knows what'll actually happen.
Calvin, I need them back.
Vincennes is not the most forgiving. I'm sure if he decides to help you with this, it's gonna cost a lot. It's gonna cost either your life or your word, which, to be honest, mate, hasn't been great.
Everything I've done has been for my family. But I will pay whatever cost is required to get them back.
Alright.
And one last thing, just to be this guy. Do you also make it subtly part of the terms to press on your earlier line of questioning?
I'm
gonna disappear.
This I probably wouldn't, actually.
Sorry, the darkness is breaking up. You're breaking up.
I probably
We're
wouldn't.
coming through fine.
Shut up.
I know Jake is lying to me, but with kind of the debt Susan has with me and other stuff, like, I probably wouldn't push on it too hard.
I was just checking. Just being that guy.
I know. You're honest, that guy.
That's my job, man. That's my job. That's my JOB. Alright.
Thank you. And then we're just gonna disappear.
Fizzle out.
Okay. Alright, so
Also, I don't know how to
We'll
contact
wait for
him.
you in the locker room.
he comes up to the roof.
No.
Vincenz?
I can contact
Oh, yeah.
Vincenz. I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
know how to
We're in,
contact
we're in
them.
the locker room.
Locker room. Alright, so you as you're kind of sitting on the roof still, they disappear as a whiff of smoke on the wind, and Vincenz opens the door to the roof, and he kind of stumbles out, and he's just lost. And he just kind of sits next to you. I'm gonna have you interrupt him before he says anything.
Okay. I just had an interesting conversation.
As did I, actually.
I've got that plan that we had talked about, breaking into Kato's tower.
Calvin, Aurora's missing.
I
She was-
figured as much.
I just found out that she was taken from a restaurant earlier today. In force, it looks like ghouls took her.
Then
I have no doubt in my body that the Redmore clan has her.
fucking vampires.
We have no muscle to break into their house to take her back. I'm sorry.
We'll figure something out.
I'm sorry, what?
I've got someone who I know could be used as muscle. The conversation I just had was with Jake.
The demon that just killed Trent.
Apparently, he's not been too clever in some of the deals he's made, and he's starting to regret them.
Kato?
They
went back on their word, didn't they?
went back.
Yeah, of course they did. We tried to warn him. That foolish...
But he's ready. Whatever cost you required, he's already agreed to pay.
It's... I wish it was that easy, you know? You know Jake. He seems like the kind of guy who gets his hand caught in one trap and he reaches in with the other hand, not learning his lesson. Holy shit! This guy wrote my backstory.
He's not the sharpest knife, but he's got a sharp sword.
I wish I would have stepped out with you.
I've seen that sword enough to know I don't need to see what it can do.
Yeah. If we help Trent... Sorry. If we help Jake... You think you You know that he'll help us with Aurora? I will not even entertain the idea of helping Jake now, unless he, beyond a doubt, helps us get back Aurora.
He said whatever cost. There's one thing I know about Jake. If it's for his family, he'll do it.
Then why don't we make him help us with Aurora first, and then we get his family out? Will he entertain that idea or no?
He might, but I doubt it.
Then we'll probably sound just like Kato to him, won't we?
Then we're just holding his family hostage with a plan he doesn't even know will work.
This is true. You know what I hate about New Salem is sometimes you've got to give to get. And you always get fucking bit when you do. Goddamn beautiful city, though. As you guys kind of look out on the nightline, basking in its radiance.
I've been thinking myself, too. About what you said the other night. About how the Aware Council runs the city but has no power. They always seem to look for wizards to take care of things. You do this, and you've got me in your corner.
For clarification, we're talking about helping Jake with his family?
Yeah.
Okay. Jake means that much to you?
He's been a good friend over the years. Not always the smartest. I a lot of times have gone to him when I'm in trouble. And he's always dealing with his own stuff, but if I can pay him back a little.
It sounds like Jake is just backed into a pit, backed into a corner. And if I don't blame the man for fighting his way out any way he can. All right, I'll see. I've got a lot of work to do. If you could link up with them and figure some stuff out, I'm gonna send what few wizards I have able to help. I won't be able to help with Kato's tower.
Understandably.
We're gonna have to go through the underground tunnels, and I've been hearing some pretty bad rumors from there lately, but if this is the price we gotta pay, then we'll pay it. I'm gonna see what I can find out about Aurora. And when you get back with Jake and his family, we'll figure out how we deal with those vampires. If we can... How naive. There is no peaceful solution anymore. Not after what Trent did to Scarlet. Take care, Calvin. Make sure that this goes off as best as it can. Otherwise, I'd hate to think what might happen otherwise.
Yeah. It's one pickle we've really worked ourselves into, isn't it?
I think she's to blame for that. And he kind of gestures, nods his head out to the skyline. And I think we'll call it a scene.
I think Calvin just kind of takes one last drag of his cigarette, flips the city off, and flicks it off the ledge.
Fuck you, New Salem. Yeah. Alright. So I think we are going to cut to a little bit later. Jake is obviously desperate. He's weak. He's been wounded. Oliver's been trying to calm him down a little bit. Oliver is also fairly distracted, as I can imagine. He's had a weird day.
Yep.
Might have betrayed his one of his best friends / lover. So we're going to... Where's this kind of meetup / heading out / rescue operation going to start at or link up, or so we can finalize the details real quick?
So for, like, the actual operation of it?
Yeah.
I imagine it can't take place, like, right in Little Tokyo.
Neo Tokyo.
Yeah.
Or New Tokyo.
New
I don't
Tokyo.
know. Yeah.
So we probably meet in one of the kind of districts just off of it.
One of Vincent's warehouses.
Fair enough.
Vincent has
empty warehouses.
empty warehouses all over.
Of course, he's rich. When you're rich, what else do you buy?
Yeah,
Except
warehouses.
empty warehouses to murder hobos in.
I mean, charitable roller derby.
Charitable roller derbies slash heavy bag punching montage.
Good throwback.
All right, so we're meeting in a warehouse. We've got Calvin, Jake, Oliver. We've got very few werewolves. We've got maybe like 3 werewolves that are doing this on good faith. Mm-hmm. We're doing this. We've got
whoever is like the next potential leader.
No way. The whatever, like the C list is probably back at home. Like shit.
Oh God, what do we do?
This is like the A list. These guys are very low in the
these are pledges. Yeah, these are pledges.
No one else would risk putting their reputation on the line getting caught in Kato's tower.
Exactly. These are basically people who owe Vincennes a debt, and we've got a couple wizards here as well. It's looking pretty scrappy, but you guys have a better plan than attack force, and this wouldn't work if it was too big of a group either.
Just an elite task force.
Yeah, because
not elite people.
What is known about the Spectre spy services is that they are in the underground tunnels as well. That's how they learned about the ley lines in the first place, is being all over the city, above and below. And Kato is no idiot. He employs the Spectre. Ooh, I can't say ghosts.
No ghosts.
That's their word. But yeah, so the Spectres are everywhere, and so the bigger size you have, the more of a red flag you appear heading towards Kato's tower. So, all right. So Calvin basically is going to be there waiting. Jake and Oliver will arrive.
We stopped and got some track phones.
Yeah. Well, and some Chick-fil-A. I mean,
of course.
After you murder someone, you always go to Chick-fil-A.
That's the rule.
I think that's Chick-fil-A. I think that's on Chick-fil-A's website. So you guys arrive.
Best practice.
And Calvin has terms and anything else that we need to kind of iron out before we assault the fucking crazy underground bunker that is Kato's dungeon.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, this should go great.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen? Everybody
Death.
dies. Yeah.
Death or lost in the tunnels for the rest of your life.
I don't even listen to terms. He
Listen,
says, let's do this.
Listen, if you don't have friends
Thanks,
like
man.
these, who do you have?
He said the thing.
He said the thing with the stuff in the thing. All right. Right. So you guys arrive.
Well, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls,
Wizards, of course.
Creatures of the night.
if you would.
Sorry, just cracking open my beer. I heard this might be a suicide mission. I just wanted to slam an old one before we go.
No, feel free.
God, we might as well all.
My name's Rick, by the way. I'm a wizard. I'm just going to be joining you guys.
I'm not even going to write that down in my book, Rick.
All right, cool. I like you. I like the look of you, Oliver. I think I'm going to stick next to you.
Why do I get Rick?
I don't know.
No one wants to be by me because I'm
Carrying on. No.
Let's do that.
No. I heard this guy murdered someone tonight. Is that a thing? Sorry, I'm not
Just
even
tonight?
here. Rick's not even here,
we
but
put
he
this
is.
together fast.
Rick is here, but he's not here. Okay, just carry on.
Rick was on call for the Wizards.
As many of you know, or don't know, we're going into Kato's Cat Tower, rescuing a couple people. Should be a grand old time. Any questions?
I'm mainly as the MC. I'm making sure that Jake understands.
Oh, Jake
that
understands.
If he does this, then he has to help rescue Aurora, and the awkwardness that ensues after that because of what us as players know. And you can pull him aside and just finalize this.
So I think after going over the plan stuff, which
the logistics and the
logistics,
map.
everything.
Yeah.
I'll pull Jake aside. Jake.
Yeah, this is Cal.
You said you'd pay any price.
Yes, that's true.
Aurora is missing. The price?
Roll to keep your cool.
I was trying
City
to keep
demands!
Like the players trying to keep cool.
Junior's good. Guys,
Good.
Needs it.
6, 7, 8.
Junior's ridiculous.
Okay. I'm like, what? No, huh? She's missing.
So what'd you roll? Final?
An 8?
Yeah.
What's your
An
spirit?
8? Okay.
7, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Okay,
Wait, what's
so
your-
1.
with the 7 through 9,
He got a 9.
that's fine. 7 through 9, the MC tells you what it's going to cost you. Okay, so what is it going to cost for Jake to keep his cool while he's bringing up Aurora? I'm going to make you kind of seem very suspicious / I don't know. Just rub Calvin the wrong way a little bit.
Okay.
Even make Calvin think that you're maybe going to renege on this offer. Or like, you know.
She's missing?
Yes,
Okay. Well,
she's been missing for about a day now.
Well, since
Well,
lunch.
since lunch.
Yeah, it's still the same day. Yeah, maybe it's...
Long days.
If you don't count midnight as the end of the day, if you count when we end this session as the end of the day, it's still been the same day.
yeah, I mean, as long as we get Anna and Sarah, it doesn't matter. I'll do whatever. You know that, Calvin.
Do I?
Yeah, if it has to do with the family, I'm all in.
That's what I thought at first, Jake. But the cost of this is helping rescue Aurora. Vincenz is currently, or the boss is currently working on where her locations are.
Well, I really hope they find her. I mean, I know that she means something to you. I'll do what I can, you know?
You okay, mate?
Yeah, I'm just worried about this, you know? I don't want anything to happen to Anna and Sarah. You know, it's a big undertaking right now. I'm just nervous.
Right, well, I guess we should get going then.
And then I'm gonna awkwardly give him like a hug.
Sorry for your loss.
Sorry, I just murdered your friend.
Yeah, which you still haven't apologized for, dick.
And sorry, I kidnapped your other friend.
He doesn't know that.
That's implied. That was implied in the hug. I hugged for Aurora.
We hugged it
I
out.
apologized for Trent. They just happened to be at the same exact
same
time.
time.
Yeah.
And it was in my head. It was.
I was kind of hoping that you would be like, yeah, we have to fight vampires afterwards, the Redmore clan. And then he would be like, I'm sorry, what? sorry, what?
Did I hear that right?
No.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be like the most awkward hug because I don't hug ever, as you know. Probably from the whole years we've known each other.
I
Like
mean,
maybe half a hug, but it was smashed drunk.
most
At Christmas.
grown
it
men
was like an arm around.
don't hug other grown men.
Yeah, well,
Junior, I don't know if you...
That's not true.
Wait, we
This
don't?
Martin Baker hugs
Martin's a
everybody.
hugger.
I'm a hugger. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I'm trying to not feel as guilty, so I'm trying to give you something.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Jake feeling guilty.
Yeah, Jake's the kind of guy that if you give him a hug, he immediately thinks you're a homosexual. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like awkward.
yeah.
There's like space
And yeah,
between it.
It's like,
as he
it's
finishes
what is
hugging you,
pushed out.
as he finishes hugging you, he's like, "I'm not gay though, by the way. I want that to be clear, Calvin.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's no offense if you're gay. If you're gay, I'm just letting you know I'm not gay. That hug was a I'm sorry hug. Not I'm sorry because I didn't do anything. I'm sorry because
Of
you
others.
did
Yeah,
something.
because of
I
the
did.
stuff I had to do for
Look, I'm just trying to say, no homo. Okay. Right. So Oliver was far enough away that he obviously wasn't part of the conversation. But with your hypersensitive hearing, you do understand that Aurora is missing.
Right.
If you do want to ask about that or do anything about it, or
I think
just
that's
add
what
it
I'll
to
keep
your.
in my back pocket.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
Okay.
just love secrets.
All right, so we are going to navigate through the underground tunnels. I'm going to have everyone do a collective keep your cool to kind of navigate the situation. Because this is a labyrinth. This is an underground labyrinth. And you guys have... so here's what we're going to do. If you fail... I am going to have you mark 2 corruption. And if you get a 7 through 9, I'm going to have you mark 1. Okay?
I got an 11.
I had a 10.
one corruption.
Well, Lottie fucking duh. Okay, so you guys
I'm
do really well.
cold-blooded.
Yeah, you guys do really well. You guys navigate. You guys have really well laid out plans. You guys are not idiots.
Dude,
You
Rick
know.
totally marked 2 corruption, though.
Rick marked 2 corruption.
Mark 3.
Rick only brought light magic for like,
And light beer.
well, yeah, light beer and like lighting magic, like lights.
Illumination.
Yeah, illumination. He has no magical prowess. Once he is like a walking flashlight. He is
He
so
is like
yeah.
the neighborhood watch
Of the police.
wizards. Of wizards.
Yeah.
Woof.
That's why they
nobody
said
likes
it.
Neighborhood Watch to begin with, but the Neighborhood Watch of wizards. Yeah, he's basically like a crossing guard for fun. It's like his hobby.
He just stands by schools on Saturdays.
Not
like,
that there's anything wrong with that. You got to keep the next generation safe while they're crossing the street.
Yeah, he like stands at Heritage Park at like major intersections where there are
Just
actually
waiting.
like
Lights and
crosswalks.
stuff.
Like
Yeah, and he does that weird like dancing cop thing, but nobody acknowledges him as a stoplight
everybody
guy.
pulls out their phones all the time when they walk past him.
Yeah,
So like people are just always on their phones these days.
nobody likes Rick. Nobody likes Rick. All right,
My
so
people just called him Kevin.
all right, so we navigate our way successfully into New Tokyo, and you navigate successfully to Kato's tower area, like the block. Okay, from here it's super stealth mode. I'm gonna have you guys. You can either let it out or keep your cool once again.
I will continue to keep my cool.
Okay,
da-da-da-da-da.
or you may also investigate a place of power.
I think that's the one I'm gonna
Well, I already rolled.
do.
Okay, but I'm only gonna let one of you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
My
would you
cool
rather
one.
do it since you're?
I know this
You're
place.
in
Okay.
charge of the mission.
I'll investigate it. Sure.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, and that's with wild.
Jesus,
I'm guessing.
yeah.
What are you doing,
Fucking
guy?
hot dice.
What are you doing? Huh?
You guys
He's
are
just
checking
creating
this
dice
place.
over there. That's what
What are
he's
you
doing.
What are you doing? You're
Keeping it
keeping
cool,
it
man.
cool?
He's like lighting
You're
3
so cool.
cigarettes
Yeah,
at once.
you're smoking a cigarette on the front of a magazine. You're so fucking cool, man. Double sixes. Way to waste a good roll.
Yep, I'm letting it out then.
You letting it out?
No, I don't know. Whatever the story demands.
You don't shit your pants.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I got it. I got it. I had Thai food, but I'm not
He kept
pooping.
it cool.
You kept it cool. All right, what'd you get?
It's
Pass it
with
off.
wild, right?
Yeah.
So I got a 7.
A 7. On a hit, you see below the surface to the reality underneath. On a 10 plus, you can ask the MC one question about schemes or politics. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you what's underneath. You kind of get the same information as what I had explained narratively when you first entered. You also get a sense that there's quite a few guards stationed tonight. So this will be dangerous. So however you guys can line up an attack. I'm going to cut to these guys and we'll come to a group consensus. What'd you roll and what'd you get?
I kept it cool with a 10.
Okay. All is well. That's it. All right. So this keeping it cool was very much a stealth kind of move as well. So
I'm
you
creeping with my sword.
you not only you have a sword.
I have a sword.
Whoa! You heard there was kind of
It's
neck
that sword from the
ninjas.
fight at the construction site.
You kind of heard that there was some
Yes, I was
ninjas
like, I'm
nearby.
gonna
You're like,
fucking bring my sword.
how often do I get to bring my sword to a sword fight? Fuck yeah! Yeah, Oliver's gonna die for sure tonight.
Probably.
That's a sword. This
Yeah.
is a sword.
Because
I
Jake
can't do that trick.
Jake was also like, oh, by the way, they have semi-automatic machine guns. You're like, oh, fuck, I only brought the sword.
Why didn't you tell me?
I would have brought the sword and the gun.
You gotta bring the right tool for the job.
I was only told swords, by the way. And Rick's like, you were told swords? I was told stabs. All right. That's about enough from Rick for a while, for the rest of the campaign, I hope. All right. So, and what'd you roll?
12.
What
were you doing?
basic move?
Keep it cool.
Yeah, just any. You can just name anything with a 12, I think. So keep it cool. You're so cool, dude. You pull out a e-cigarette. You're so cool. I'm sorry. That hurt to say. Oh.
Nope.
Oh, vaping is so dumb. All right, moving on. All right. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you're super cool. So
I'm ready.
cool.
It's a
You
calm-
blow a giant billow of vapor towards everybody, and everybody revels in how amazing it was.
Jake, we're trying to go in with
before the
stealth
storm.
here.
Yeah, the vape cloud is just so overwhelming, and you're just so cool for doing
Maybe
it that
you could do
everyone
that when
should
we're
probably
escaping
thank
for a
you.
smoke screen.
I'm sorry, I'm still going on about vaping. All right. Anyways, you guys killed your checks. You guys have successfully navigated to Kato's tower. You guys have done it stealthily.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have done it without alerting the guards. There's probably about a dozen or so, maybe dozen and a half. Okay, so there's 10 to 20 guards in the nearby vicinity. That's still a lot for your force. You probably have maybe 10 at most. Okay? So what is your plan of attack? Obviously, Jake knows exactly where Sarah and Anne are. It makes a lot of sense for him to be the person that heads straight there, grabs some people, probably getting 1 or 2 sidekicks to do so. Calvin is kind of in charge of the wizards. Vincennes put you in charge of the wizards. The werewolves are kind of hanging out. They're definitely listening to you a lot more than these other two. So you're kind of in charge of the attack force. I'm going to say that Oliver and Jake are probably sticking together as...
I don't trust these wolves.
No.
Almost as much as I trust the wizards.
You're just...
Jake is my only friend here.
This is the worst night of my life, literally.
Yeah.
Like, I'm by wizards and where...
Following up the worst day.
Listen, tomorrow will probably be a better day, but
tomorrow is another day.
Tomorrow, yeah. The sun will come up tomorrow. That motherfucking sun.
Every goddamn day.
Yeah.
So
vampires hate that movie.
I'm imagining some of the wizards with most of the wizards and werewolves will go or be used as a distraction,
just as like a
down here
attack force kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. It's gonna definitely be like a hit and run kind of thing, while the rest kind of sneak in. Then we'll have like another small group, probably including me and one other or something.
Okay.
Inside, creating enough space for.
I'm gonna say this. You got pretty good on your investigative place of power. I'm gonna add one more thing into there, that one of the basement levels that's kind of off the grid. During your guys' investigation and planning and all this stuff, you learned that Kato has a safe down here, and so you can feint like people are trying to rob Kato to draw all the force upstairs, most of the force upstairs. I think that would be a great use of resources. Okay, so let's cut to that. I'm going to have you roll a mislead, distract, or trick.
Okay.
And you can use magic if that's applicable or in any way, shape, or form.
Does she have like an illusion?
No, the Fae have glamours.
Oh, that's the Fae.
I only have like invisibility. Well, I rolled a
Luckily, you rolled
11,
pretty high.
12, 13.
You guys are rolling really good. All right.
Hey, don't you put that on us.
All right, so you create an opportunity. Oh, sorry. You rolled what?
I rolled a 13.
Holy shit, pick 3. You create an opportunity, you expose a weakness or flaw, you confuse them for some time, you avoid further entanglement.
Well, seeing as we're probably going into further entanglement.
Well, number 1 has to be the opportunity. That's
Yeah.
the opportunity for Oliver and Jake to sneak in.
So I'm gonna pick create an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw,
Okay,
and
that's
confuse them.
I'm going to
for
use
some
the
time.
exposing a weakness or flaw to make even more people come upstairs. Okay, so that'll leave maybe 4 downstairs as like the skeleton guard that's not allowed to leave. The puppy guarders, no matter what happens,
Yeah.
they have to guard the prisoners.
Puppy guard.
Stupid bullshit. And now you can confuse them for some time, minimizing your losses. Or no, avoid further entanglement, which would prevent further losses of your force, or you can confuse them for some time, but that will cause a bit more casualties. But it'll make it so when you escape, it'll be a lot easier
I think that's the one we're probably gonna go for.
to confuse them for some time.
Yeah, nameless NPCs don't matter.
They don't. They don't. They don't. They do and they don't. They do and they don't.
Not when the wizards.
Vincennes will be sad, and he's already.
He pulled the Night Watch.
He's already super Mr.
It was the
Sad.
Night Watch of the Neighborhood Watch.
Yeah, but I sure even the Night Watch is like Nazi Germany in 1945 at this point. You know, just like women and children. Here's a Panzerschreck.
Wait and pull.
All right, because Vincennes' crew is kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. They need to make this move with the Fae pretty soon, otherwise it's never going to happen. So that's later campaign stuff, though. All right, so that we'll kind of touch back. That's a big move that'll kind of affect this overarching mission. So I'm glad you succeeded handedly as you did.
Yeah, that's
So let's talk about your creating an opportunity and exposing a flaw or weakness. What is that for you?
So I think for the most part, exposing the flaw or weakness is we're able to.
I have an idea, but if you have...
I was thinking of like somehow able to get the key to be able to actually go down into.
The key for the elevator.
Okay. So is this just helping you escape faster, or
This is
Well, no.
granting us access.
So the thought that I had too Are you talking about the key for the cages? Because Jake could just break that open.
Cages and for the elevator, since that was
Gotcha.
kind of like a...
I thought we were getting in through the...
Well, we still have to go further down.
You guys can just get around. I was kind of thinking that for your weakness or flaws, you could actually get into the safe.
Oh.
And you could, like, rob Kato
shit.
a little
That would
bit.
be great.
Yeah. That would probably be pretty cool.
So many other
for you and your
artifacts
new
we
ally.
Yeah.
So, so we'll cut back to that and deal with it in a little bit more fashion.
And Calvin's just
Because
got like 6 briefcases he's running
creating
around
an opportunity is, right, drawing guards upstairs.
Yeah.
And then if they find out that the safe is actually being cracked, like, it's all hands on deck kind of thing. And so that's why I kind of like that idea, is that way you also, like, make out like a bandit with some of Kato's shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he probably has, like, super secret safes for even more rare shit.
more
but, like,
supernatural type things.
yeah, but, like, this is, like, the
corporate safe.
Yeah, the corporate safe. The Kato Tower safe. Right, so you and your allies go up to maybe a floor or two higher, and you guys basically knock out some of the guards and then set off, like, a certain silent alarm. You figure out which one will kind of spooks the security force and get them heading upstairs. So you guys are hanging out nearby, and there's, like, an underground tunnel that leads into a vent system that leads you to the floor where you need to be. So you guys are kind of like hanging out in a vent, very cramped, very tiny, but you know you're in your human form,
Right.
so it's not too
bad.
too cramped. And this is coffin 101 for you, you know.
I'm very comfortable.
So we're just kind of waiting to see.
Yeah,
if
so you
anybody
see a
comes by.
whole force of guards start running out. They get into these elevators and take off out of there. And you see a handful or so of people just kind of patrolling, and they look very chill about it. What do you guys do?
So I want to see if we can get the upper hand. Is there any of the vents like come out from above them?
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're at a good spot where you can leave the vents and just kind of hop out, but you're across the
Right.
floor from your targets. If you want to go more through the vent system to get a better drop on them, it's definitely going to be
Keep it cool.
probably keeping your cool,
Okay.
taking your time, right? Because you don't know how long this ruse will go.
Right.
So it's kind of concerning. Like you either
just
pop
pop
out
out?
and make the best ambush you can, or you take more time getting
We
there.
probably need to pop out.
yeah, we need... Time is not on our side.
Okay.
So
All right.
let's
So you guys are gonna pop out. There is the sound of the vent shaft kind of falling to the ground, and one guy kind of comes over and takes a look at it. So you guys will be able to get the drop on him for sure. But then the other the others will be aware.
He's yours.
I figure I'm kind of leading the way
Yeah.
in front because he's big and bulky.
Not right now.
Well, I mean, just in general. He's bulky, he's not very
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. He's short and
So,
stout.
I'm just gonna, once the guy comes and like investigates, I'm just gonna like lunge out onto him.
Okay. From the vent.
Yeah.
Like I like how it's just pitch black.
Yeah, just
and then you just see like a head lift up and like aliens out of the vent. Yeah.
And it's just dragging back up.
Yeah.
They mostly come at night.
Mostly.
We did come at night.
We actually had a commenter like, "Oh my god, I love that." Yeah.
So I think I'm unleashing an attack.
Unleashing attack, I believe.
I'm just gonna give that one to
Okay.
you guys. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
All right. So you're gonna be feeding, so you're gonna be distracted. You come upon 2 guards that are like hustling over. Do you let them slide, putting Oliver in danger, or do you take them out handily?
Yep, I jumped down too and kind of do it.
No, you already dropped
I
down.
dropped
You
down
kind
too.
of sneaking around while this one guy came to check out what happened.
So I guess if I am feeding, I do need to roll for that.
Okay.
Um,
Is this just a heal, or
this is just.
I'm not going to give you secrets for NPCs?
No,
Okay.
I did get a 9, which gives me. He's probably not willing.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Well, he's not willing at first, but halfway through, he's like,
I
you
win
know,
him over.
I've always heard mixed reviews. Yeah.
I'll just heal and take one forward.
All
So
right.
yeah, I will kind of try to get behind them and almost like smash their heads together for just as hard as I possibly can.
Okay, so as Jake, that's going to be almost impossible. Okay. As Nefaris's minion, that will be very
Easy.
straightforward.
Okay, let's do it then.
Okay.
I mark corruption.
Yeah, on the bright side, you don't have to roll for it anymore.
Yeah, he just auto
I
corrupts.
mark corruption, and I take my demonic form.
And what is this move called again?
This move is called Just Below the Surface.
All right.
So like you're.
And this is the first time you're officially using it, so let's hear it because I know you touched on it last episode a little bit.
So this one.
What is the rule? What does the move say?
So this says mark corruption to assume your demonic form without a roll and gain all the options listed.
Okay, and what are the options?
The options are: I gain an armor, I heal 2 harm, I inflict 1 harm, I have a demonic weapon, and I have a demonic movement.
Deal. So you just turn into super badass demon guy. Nefaris has definitely infused his power into you. You are a worthy champion for him, and so you feel this darkness swell within you, and like the camera even sees like Trent's ripped up flesh up here just almost immediately heal as the chitinous armor comes through your skin.
Like normally you really have to work for it.
Yeah.
But this is just like walking forward, just
and it's not as painful anymore.
I like too that the camera's panning and we see footsteps and then it passes
through a
over
column.
through a column or through something, and then you see a hoof coming out and you see the fiery sword lower down into the camera angle as these two are like walking up, and they are incredibly fast, like superhuman fast, as they start darting back and forth, seeing you transform, right? Because your transform is audible.
Right.
So I'm gonna have you try and keep up with them. Yeah, unleash. Yep.
Come on, baby.
Alright, so that's a 7 on the die, and you have
10.
plus 3 blood. So you can inflict terrible harm or take something from them. They have their swords brandished, and they're zipping back and forth. So you can either incredibly hurt one of them, or you can take something from them.
I'm gonna inflict harm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you basically, I'm going to say that you...
Swing at the sword.
Yeah, so you swing your sword as one's zipping back and forth, and you just cut deep into one. And I'm going to say that he drives his sword into your bone forearm, and I'm going to make you take 2. What is your sword deal damage as?
My sword is just 3 harm hand or 2 harm close. So it doesn't say what type of. But we established that it was a fiery. Sword.
Yeah, so I'm going to make you take 2 damage from this.
Okay.
And remember, you do have armor, so whatever your armor...
So
I think you reduce
I did nothing.
2 damage. Yeah. So he drives his
and
sword
it just bangs
into your
on
bone
your
armor, and it just shatters it just breaks the blade in half. And so he just kind of looks up at you frantically as your sword's buried into him. You just grab him by the throat and you just crush his throat until his like head kind of bends awkwardly and just collapses down to the ground. Now the other guy is going to come behind you and he's going to drive his sword into your back. And I'm going to make you take 3 damage from this because he's just driving his sword into you. And he's like stuck behind you holding his sword now. Alright, what do you do?
So I'm gonna try to just, if there's like a wall or pillar or something, just...
Oh, you're gonna slam him back? Okay, I like this too. You drive him back and you slam, and the sword blade kind of pierces through the front of your armor a little bit more, and you're just like screaming, but you feel him like crushed behind you, and he kind of falls down real quick. You turn around and he's right there. What do you do?
I'm just gonna take that sword.
Roll it. Now you should only be at 1 harm on your sheet.
Oh,
I don't know.
I said 3.
Well, but minus
reduced
2
by
for
your
armor.
armor.
Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, he murdered this guy too.
Yeah. So
This is what Jake does.
So this guy is like on the ground. He's like struggling and you just baseball bat.
Yep. Just.
It's like a toddler playing wiffle ball, and he just hits the tee really hard, and then the wiffle ball falls off. That's kind of like how you cleave this guy,
The upper
except
part
for
of his body.
his shoulders up falls forward like a wiffle ball, and he falls down kind of cleaved into horizontally. And
like afterwards, Jake just like flexes, and the sword just melts out from him. Like the tip just falls
awesome,
off,
yeah.
and the back falls off.
Yeah. And so you hear Oliver coming down from the vent, having fed, and you turn back to the last guy, and you see something interesting happening with him. He too is ripping from his flesh and transforming into a demon.
It's game time, baby.
This is above my pay grade.
I'm gonna go rescue Anna and Sarah.
Yeah.
I'm charging.
Yeah. So you start charging, and he pulls out 2 short swords from his body as well, and they're fiery, but they're also like a purple flame.
So
and
for me, as I'm charging, my
Your
wings
wings.
come back out.
Okay, and I like how when you build up speed,
Yeah.
you eventually just start gliding,
Yeah.
and your sword is just
like, yep,
yeah.
that's exactly
Doesn't
what
even
I
have to
was
flap. He's just propelled
No,
by
he's just
darkness.
propelled. Yep. And so that guy just he's bigger and he's rounder. He's kind of like a rock monster almost, and he has horns and they're fiery horns, and he has like bat-like wings, and he's charging at you, and you guys clash, right? And that'll just be the background noise for a little while we let Oliver close the distance to Sarah and Anna's cage where you kind of pointed out that it would be in the area. So you're sliding through, and each room you slide, you see prisoners that are not Anna and Sarah. Until
God, Kato's a
until
bad
you're kind of
person.
getting through. So I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna say that you're able to pick the lock, but I'm gonna have you roll to keep your cool to do it faster.
Fair enough.
Okay. Because I don't want to put it. This game doesn't have like a system to where like
skills
to like succeed or fail. You're gonna pick this lock given enough time, but it really depends on how much damage Jake takes from this other demon. Yeah.
God, I had 14.
14.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I have +1 going forward.
Deal. So, is that for this scene?
That.
Forward
It
is just the
doesn't
next
say.
roll.
Oh.
Onward is. like,
that is
Yeah.
right.
Forward. So yeah. Okay.
So
All right. So
it's a good roll.
right. So you pick that lock handedly. You open the door. Have you met Sarah and Anna?
he knows probably because of knowing me and
Okay.
seeing my.
I don't think so.
Okay.
He hasn't. I don't think he's ever.
So you
met
open the door, and they're like confused, scared. It's like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 a.m. Like
Sarah and Anna?
just sounds like World War III happening outside. Like, yeah, they kind of like scooting back. Sarah's protecting Anna.
Can I put my sword back? It's like, it's okay. If this is you, we need to go.
What is this? Where are we going?
I'm sorry. I should have let off with this. I'm a friend of Jake's.
And
I'm
Anna
here
goes,
to get you out of here.
Daddy? Sarah's like, okay, yeah, let's. What is happening out there?
Nothing you need to be worried
Your
about.
boyfriend's at work.
Mislead, distract, or trick.
This is persuade.
Persuade.
Yeah. Promises.
Okay. I can work with a promise.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we have hot
Everyone's
dice tonight.
hot when we
I
need
rolled
to
an
eat.
11. And...
All right.
Yeah.
So what is your promise to Sarah and Anna?
It's really something that you don't need to worry about.
What was that?
It's really something that you don't need to worry about.
I mean, promise that we're leaving the building.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'll keep you
We'll
safe.
get you out safe.
Okay. So, right. So you promise that you'll take care of them. They feel like you're very genuine. They feel like this is an escape attempt, especially with Jake
It
earlier.
also
Like
helps that I'm irresistible.
they feel safe around you.
Yeah.
All right. So
the idea is they.
I shouldn't. I just ate. I'm
So
good.
also after me, I think
You're covered in blood.
after he's like yells to take this time, then let me collide one more time and do that where we both cross, and then he falls.
Oh, the
okay.
The like Dragon Ball Z anime.
Yeah, where it's like
the anime cross
And then-
strike. Yeah.
All right. Deal. So I'm gonna make you just take 3 wounds. Well, let's narrate this a little bit. We can't just bring another demon in. You just like, oh, by the way, I just killed him when it's time to go. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you guys crash, right?
we
You guys
collide a few
crash,
times
and I'm gonna make you roll to unleash an attack against him. Okay.
and then like we're grabbing hands and our wings are grabbing too.
I love it. I love it.
Jake fights her.
So you got a 10, right?
Yep.
All right, so that's definitely a hit, and you can inflict terrible harm or take something. Remember, he has 2 weapons.
I will take or relieve him a weapon,
Okay,
or even
so
like
you're
his
just
hand or
swinging
something.
frantically, and he blocks with one weapon, and you just cut through one of his arms, and you see fire just start pouring out, and he like reaches over and he like burns your
Burns my
face
face.
with it. Yeah. So I'm gonna make you take 2 harm that negates your armor.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
2. So then I take 2.
Yep. So you're gonna take 2 because that just burns your face.
Okay.
So you're just singed. You can't
my
see.
weak point, my face.
You do have an opportunity to kind of finish him here. You're like he burns your face, and then you shove him off,
Right,
and
push
then you
back
guys
again and
are running and
yeah.
clashing. Okay, let's see you roll it.
Oh, come on, baby. Don't put me down now.
Oh my gosh. You guys, your rolls. All right, so you inflict all the damage ever.
It's a hot night.
You guys clash again. He has the fiery arm. He has the sword. He goes high. You go low. Just cut right through him, and he collapses down. As you... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay.
And I hear these guys running.
Yep. So you're kind of running, and both Sarah and Anna stop. And Sarah realizes what just happened and who you are. And she's just kind of stopped, and she's like staring at you in horror and confusion. And there's like an audible alarm starting to go off in the building.
Let's go. We gotta run.
Yeah, so I tuck in the wings,
Okay.
and put back the sword. I mean, and just run.
Yeah, and as you yell run, the elevator doors open, right? And more goons start to pour out. You guys turn and you scramble back into the vents, I'm assuming?
It's gonna be hard for me.
Yeah, no,
so
you get to the vent. I'm gonna say you're probably
I think I have my wings still.
I love this. An elevator door opens, goons start pouring out, another elevator door opens, and Calvin and the wizards and the werewolves start pouring out.
Coming out of my sanctum.
That's amazing.
While all this has been going on,
He's been moving out.
Calvin's been moving in like through sanctum,
my God,
like
just, like,
popping in, like popping out real quick. He's
just
drawing
throwing
like
shit to the
sigils
sanctum.
on the walls to like create traps for guards.
We'll cut back. Sorry, I should have
What's
been
Calvin been up to?
rookie ass MC. All right, so
No, I was
you
loving
just hear
this.
boom downstairs, and you're like, even like dust from the ceiling is falling. You're like, oh fuck, we gotta go. Alarm starts sounding off. You guys crack the vault, right?
So what's in
Kato's
close
vault?
the vault and open it again.
What is in Kato's vault?
God, what would...
So he is a Japanese businessman. He is very much from the homeland. He is,
There's some dragon memorabilia.
yeah.
And there's
So
lots of dragon things.
there's lots of dragon things. I'm gonna say in the center on a pedestal is a dragon statue that is pure gold. It is one of the heaviest things you've ever seen for the size of it. And something you can tell about it is just this is the prize of his collection, at least in this vault.
Well, I grabbed that.
Okay.
Things on pedestals in the middle of vaults? That's a trap.
I've seen enough Indiana Jones to know how this goes.
Put a bag of sand on quick.
Well, I am a college professor.
This
Oh, no.
I
Yeah.
watched a movie in
You
the
are
80s.
terrible with women.
Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't have the.
Yep. He doesn't have.
Belongs in a museum.
He doesn't have a whip. He just has sheer disappointment. That's his weapon. He just disappoints people around him. All right. Right. So you're looting. Is there anything else that kind of catches your eye?
Yeah, there's a photo.
Okay.
And the photo is very old. It's actually a painting.
Okay.
And it is a family, and it's painted in a traditional like Japanese style, and one of the people in it looks very much like Kato,
Like a young Kato.
like a young Kato.
Okay.
And there's a date kind of on it, but it's like back in like
So this is
1800s,
like
like
really old, like ink on parchment type painting.
Yeah. This is probably even older than 1800s. It's
Yeah.
probably like
it's
feudalist Japan.
feudal
Yeah.
Japan, like
Any women in the picture are like geisha.
it's
All right.
like Kato is wearing like the one that looks like Kato is wearing like samurai armor. And
It's Kato.
I'm making it Kato. Kato's old.
It's Kato. Kato is really, really old.
Like at least 600 years old.
Deal. So you grab that thinking we can somehow use this against him or something.
And also just the fact that it's
also,
really cool.
That fucking sucks to get stolen from you.
This will look great in my sanctum.
Put this somewhere. Put this over the bathroom. Put this over the shitter.
toilet.
Yeah, right over the shitter. All right. So you guys loot, and then you hear boom. You know, this really big shutter, and you're like, maybe we should head back downstairs.
Yeah.
And there's audible alarms in the building, and this is where we cut downstairs. The elevator doors open. More of these ninja guys start running out. More of these other guys who might look a little bit more like the guy you fought, and less like the ninja guys. And then you guys, I like the idea that it's like a glass cabinet or something. The door opens and it's a sanctum, and you guys are like climbing out and jumping down on the ground.
It's just like a metal gear closet. Just pops open.
It's a utility closet.
Yeah. So you guys hop out, and you're hopping out, and you guys just start clashing, and you're given orders. You pick up. Watch those guys, and you see them escaping behind you. You have a moment to kind of escape behind them, kind of leaving the wizards and the werewolves to escape on their own. But you see Jake kind of reverting back down into normal size so he can fit in the vents. You see Oliver leading Sarah. You see Jake. He picks up Anna. He's climbing through the vents. What do you do? I'm assuming you're escaping right behind them, leaving these guys to kind of...
Since we came here for Anna and Sarah, I want to provide an opportunity for them to escape.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to escape because of your mislead distracted trick. I'm going to give it to you. I will say this, however, if you do want to save any of these like NPCs, you can use your magic. You could probably let it out to do like this big swelling boom.
Yeah, let's just give it a shot.
Okay.
See what kind of cool stuff I can do. Oh, that's going to be really good. That's a 10 on the dice plus 3.
Deal. On a hit.
Right.
So you ignore corruption and choose 2 from the list. Take 1 on your next roll. Extend your senses, which we're doing. Frighten, intimidate, or impress your opposition. Take definite hold of something valuable or exposed.
I think extending senses, supernatural or otherwise, just as that kind of like burst of
So I'm going to
power.
say that knocks them over, and if you want to frighten, intimidate, or impress them, you could probably prevent them from chasing you guys.
Intimidate them with just magic. Boom.
Could I, like, with this magical burst of energy, after they are all, like, knocked prone on the ground, create, like, a rock-type chain for them to just...
Oh, hey, that would be take definite hold of something.
Yeah, take
exposed.
definite hold, like...
Okay, so you,
keep
like,
them prone
use
and
magic
trapped.
to force them down for however long until your radius wears out or whatever, or the spell wears out. Okay, yeah, so you guys escape, you're frantically scrambling, and you hear even more people coming down. You see more elevator doors open, and this is like a freight elevator at this point. Shit's getting crazy. You guys are escaping in the tunnels. You have a couple wizards and a couple werewolves with you. You guys get to this point, and you know that there's not only people that are going to come behind you directly, but there's also people on this block that'll be able to get down in the tunnels. It might be best if you separate. I know that's. I know as a GM. I know as a GM, but at the same time, I have to throw bad guys at you guys, and if you guys split up, then that's less people. So. What are you thinking? What do you guys do?
All right, like we kind of are at an intersection.
Yeah, you guys are frantic. You have a few moments.
We should split up. I'll do my best to distract them, get as many to follow me as possible. But I think it would be best if we split up, rendezvous at someplace, Fountain Park.
Cool. Perfect. All right.
I would agree. If we can separate, we can potentially lead them off and hopefully lose them in the catacombs.
Okay. I'm gonna take Anna, and then.
So Sarah's looking at you, and she's like,
"I know, honey. We'll talk about it. We need to get somewhere safe first." And then I'm kind of.
I really don't like the idea of leaving you alone with Anna.
Well, let's go. Come with us. We're all going to the same place. She'll be safe with me. You know that. I would do everything for her. Anything for you.
Look, Jake, you don't have to worry. I'll take care of her. I'll get her home.
Guys, we don't really have much time to argue this.
That's
and then
fine.
I'm just...
Yeah, so you're like, we need to go. Like, you hear, like, footsteps, like, nearby. You know that, like, time is going out right now. Mm-hmm. So Sarah realizes this as well, and she turns to you. You better fucking take care of my daughter. I swear to God, Jake. Everyone will know what you really are.
Okay, I will take care of her. I promise.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay, so you guys, you and Sarah, and maybe you put like a wizard with them or something.
Yeah.
Rick.
They can pick
Oh no! Okay,
we need a flashlight.
Yeah, we need flashlights. It's dark tunnels. All right, so Rick goes with you.
I'm kind of leading the way.
Yeah, any wizard tries to keep up with you, but you're just racing.
Going.
And then you're creating as much distraction as possible.
I'll draw like a sigil on the wall to create like an explosion when they get there, kind of a thing, and
Deal. All right.
make it obvious which direction I went.
So you guys are running. You're running. You run into maybe a guy or two, and you run into a guy, and like he has a gun pointed at you, and he's like, "Stop right there!" And you're like, "Oh fuck!" Like do I set her down? Yeah. And then you just see a wolf just slam him into a wall and just start ripping him to pieces, and you're like,
okay.
sorry about what I did to your buddy. Don't look. Let's go.
It's okay, Anna. Don't be scared.
Yep. So you're running. You have an okay feel for the tunnels. I'm gonna have you roll to keep your cool, to kind of navigate your way out. Actually, this is an escape.
Yep. Oh yeah, we can do that.
Oh, blood. Nice.
Good.
Oh my god!
In the worst kind of way.
Yep. All right.
What the?
Double sixes followed by a double
right.
one.
So you you miss.
Too.
Right. So I have to make a move.
Damn it!
Let me take a look. Nope, that's not a thing. It's a different sheet. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that as you escape, I'm going to say you take another harm as someone clips you with a gun. Okay? They just kind of shoot you in the shoulder. You're not demon form, so you don't reduce any damage. You get shot in the shoulder. You have Anna right here. You're like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, just freaking out, trying to protect her.
God, this poor kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang it. Okay. I'm just trying to calm Anna the whole time. I'm like, sorry, don't be scared, honey. Don't be scared. Daddy's got you.
Bang!
Oh, he got shot! All right, so with your snake eyes roll, I'm honestly, I'm going to make you take 3 wounds.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so you kind of turn a corner, and there's a guy, and he has a gun, and he just like, boom, 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 just puts 3 rounds, and you just turn around and you shield Anna, and you get shot like twice in the back.
Okay.
So you're going to take 3 wounds, or 3 harm.
Okay.
And how many harm do you have right now?
I have 3 harm right now.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So that's 5 will kill you, okay? Or 6 will definitely kill you. Now you do have an option. Anytime, I think, what does this paragraph say?
It says, when you suffer harm, mark the same number of boxes as harm received. When you heal harm, erase it in the same order. You heal about 1 harm per day. Naturally, you can mark a scar to ignore all harm you are about to suffer. Which I think we have to do here.
Yeah. It's either mark a scar or die.
Okay,
Yep.
So shattered, disfigured, fractured, or...
And now this is the first time we've ever marked a scar, so I'm actually going to find it where it says in the book, because there's a little bit of description on what this means. Alright, so this is the first time we've ever encountered scars. Junior is taking a scar to negate 3 damage taken to him, which would be lethal. You immediately reduce one of your main stats. So it's either shattered -1 blood, crushed -1 heart, fractured -1 mind, broken -1 spirit. Fractured means you're frightened, weakened, or overcautious. Crushed means you're traumatized, timid, or uncertain. Fractured means you're confused, disoriented, or disjointed. Broken means you're hopeless, forlorn, or cowardly. So this shot to you will affect you long term somehow. I kind of like that it's shattered because you're frightened, weakened, or overcautious. Like, you're a little bit more hesitant. You've been running through these tunnels like crazy, you know. Plus, you're getting shot in your back, which would make you really weak, which would lower your blood. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you do get to pick, but that would be my recommendation for thematics and stuff. Yeah. Not that your blood needs to be any higher, you know.
Not when he's rolling 12.
Not when he's already rolling minus the snake eyes. Okay, so you get shot in the back. You kind of set Anna down and you just bum rush this guy and murder him as Anna's like crying and screaming in the darkness, as there's just sound effects of you murdering someone in the darkness. All right, we're gonna cut to a not so dark
a little
location.
Less murdery.
We have you and Sarah and
Rick.
Rick. I almost said Kyle. Yeah. So you guys are scrambling. You don't have a map, nor did you care to study the map too much. You figured you would probably always be with your companions, and here you are. So you guys are lost as fuck. Right, so what do you do?
Well, I know what direction we need to not go. So going in the opposite of that direction for a while, and then we can bop to surface and see where we are.
Deal. You guys are lost.
Yeah.
You don't have a map. You're split from Calvin and Jake and all the forces that be. I, too, am going to have you roll an escape for the underground tunnels.
Okay.
And you no longer have your +1, right?
Right.
That was just for
a
the
forward,
yeah.
not an ongoing.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So roll for escape.
Okay.
Much like Jake did. To get out of the underground tunnels.
I got a 4, which
Not so
with
good.
blood
All right.
will give me a 7.
So on a 7 through 9, choose 2. You suffer harm during your escape. You end up in another dangerous situation. You leave something important behind. You owe someone a debt for your escape. Rick, no!
I'm not gonna owe Rick
You
a
beautiful
debt.
bastard. You leave. You give into your base nature and mark corruption. Burning through your corruption track, aren't you?
I'm not too worried about it. I'm about to take another move.
All right, choose 2.
Let's go into another dangerous situation.
Okay.
Then I can, collect more.
So
points on
you'll
Jake.
escape from
Great.
the Kato ninjas, but you'll end up in another dangerous situation. And what's the second one? You gotta pick 2,
I
man.
guess
All
we'll
of them suck.
leave something important
Okay.
behind.
Okay.
Unless you have any other narrative recommendations.
No, I'm just thinking about these 2. Okay, so your underground tunnels. Perfect. All right. So here's the deal. You're running. Explain to me a little bit about the chase thus far.
Calvin did a really good job of distracting them.
Okay.
They have still kind of flooded all the surrounding tunnels. We've run into some resistance, but I've been able to kind of dispatch them without much effort. Or we'll say without much concern. Mostly they were either just like aberrant wanderers, or we'll say they haven't been Kato's elite.
And you're definitely getting farther and farther away from
Yeah.
New Tokyo, too.
Starting to feel like we're getting a little bit safer, but I just have no fucking idea where we are.
I actually will tell you where you are.
Oh, boy.
A while back,
Fantastic.
we made up that block of, like, ghost buildings.
Oh, yeah.
The haunts, right?
The haunts.
Oh.
Yeah, you are now under the haunts.
Oh, boy.
And you're near the haunts. And here's what's happening. You're kind of wandering around. You are completely lost.
And Rick is no help.
Rick is no help. He's trying to get an internet connection for Google Maps, not thinking that the sewers don't have Google Maps. All right,
And,
so Sarah is
Sarah
tired.
is, like,
she's
freaked out.
tired, and she is confused, and she is furious. Right,
Look,
so
lady, I didn't do anything.
you guys are kind of you stop and you just start getting into a fight. You're yelling at Rick. You're bickering. He said he knows the
He's
way.
a fucking wizard. This
Yeah.
is supposed to be his
This
part
is
of the
his
job.
jam.
I'm muscle.
This is his jam. You're like, don't you have that spell with the panties and the necklace?
Yeah, like, come on. Show us a way out.
Sterling got that one late. I love it though. Even though that was his
Yeah, that
fucking
was him.
scene. Yeah. So here's the deal. You hear this like this kind of bellow, and you feel the air wash over you. Just laughing at the joke.
I was just thinking about like Rick's reaction if he were to say that.
Yeah, like, don't you have the panties and the necklace spell? And he's like, I don't know what you think wizards do, man, but that sounds more like a Mistress Ivy thing. And you're like, not anymore. You blow the smoke out of your barrel. Yeah. All right, so you feel this wind shudder over you, almost like this like gust of air is barreling through the tunnels.
I'd like to let it out, if I could.
To do what?
I want
Just
to
an
enhance my
airflow.
senses.
Okay, deal.
Because this,
Okay. I was like,
Let's try
it's
to
just
go.
air, guy. You're
just air.
You're in a subway tunnel. It's fine.
A 6. I'm unsuccessful.
Okay.
My spirit sucks.
So you're.
I
How are you unable to let it out? Besides Oliver having a bad day. Right. So you're arguing.
terrible, no good.
Yeah. So you're arguing, and all of a sudden you get this sense like you're gonna die in these
Things
tunnels.
are really weird here.
Yeah.
Like, we're near Ghost Central.
Okay.
And
How's
it's
this? So you feel this unease just wash over you, and you can see it in the other two as well. You get this sense that like the temperature drops just like
Right.
10, 15, 20 degrees instantly, right?
Oh, shit.
And that's usually associated with supernatural, especially ghosts,
Especially specters.
spectral stuff. Yes, and so you're really kind of freaking out, and you just get this momentary lapse in composure, and you're like, "I'm gonna fucking die in these tunnels.
Right
like
here,
something
right
is
now.
gonna kill me," and so you're just unable to bring yourself to let it out. And
fear is not really something I experience often.
And
like I'm usually the source of fear,
especially in the darkness. This is really embarrassing. This is like your go-to jam. Super embarrassing. So you're at a crossroads, and you guys are looking around, and you've been bickering a little bit, and you down this like massive tunnel, this really big, wide tunnel. You could fit trucks through here. You see this purple glowing orb off in the distance, and then you see another one, and then you see another one, and another one, and these 4 purple glowing orbs slit like eyelids in the distance.
Rick, do you see that?
He kind of turns and he lifts his staff and he goes, yeah. And then you feel this another boom, this air washes over him, and you see the staff drop and collapse, and then the light kind of dampens until you're cast in black. And Rick is fucking gone as the light dies, and you just hear down by these purple glowing eyes, you just hear the chillingest scream ever. Just like, it sounds like 3 different vocals, 3 different voices screaming at once, like almost like a scream trapped in time, and one is faster and one is slower than another. And you just hear this footstep like, and then you can tell whatever this creature is, it has 6 different legs, and you hear, this thing is like, this tunnel is probably, I don't know, 30 feet across and maybe 20 feet high, whatever was under here, and you hear this creature scraping the walls. Yeah, and so you just hear like heavy breathing next to you, like from Sarah, and then you probably
Sarah,
like,
dear, we should go.
Where? There's no light.
I pull out my pistols. We should go now.
Yeah.
I start shooting and backpedaling.
So you see in the light, so you just shooting, and you're shooting towards these eyes, but nothing's happening. You just empty your clips, and nothing happens. And as you like turn to run, you trip over Sarah, and she starts screaming, and you're looking down, and you have fairly low light vision from being a vampire. You pull out your cell phone, you kind of shine the light, and you can see that there's this ichor like across the floor, like it had expelled breath or a spit or something, and you could see that it had hit Sarah in the leg, and you could see that as the ichor goes through her leg, it's not melting her leg, it's just making it disappear. And so you start picking her up, and this ichor is like rolling up her body, making her disappear, making her unravel. And you just see this like burning this, and it turns into like this fusion burn, and eventually it kind of overwhelms her and envelops her. And as you're like trying to help her, if you touch it, it physically burns you. And I'm gonna make you take two harm from just touching that ichor. It doesn't consume you or anything, but you can tell that it's some sort of creature's acid or whatever. And within maybe 10 seconds, Sarah is unraveled and erased. What do you do?
Erased?
You left something important behind when you... I guess you do succeed on your escape. You just had to pick 2. So I'm going to say that as she's like screaming for you, please help. She's like screaming, her leg is disappearing. You're like this side of shitting yourself as the purple eyes kind of drawn closer. What do you do?
You're getting the fuck out of here!
You leaving Sarah behind?
Whatever is dissolving her, there's nothing I can do. It's burning me. It's... God.
All right, you leave Jake's girlfriend behind, much the same way Jake left Calvin's girlfriend behind.
Hey.
We're not on my scene. You shut your whore mouth, Martin. All right. So Oliver escapes. He just frantically goes vertical, just climbing up the nearest service ladder. You pop off the man cover. You almost get hit by vehicles. You just scramble. You leave the manhole open. You just scramble the fuck out of there. And I think we're going to cut back. Calvin, you and your wizards are able to waylay the attackers. You have no idea where everyone else went. You're able to escape with some of the wizards, having gone back the same path that you took. And we're going to cut back to Jake. Jake, done. I'm just going to give it to you because you killed it on Mislead, Distract, or Trick so hard. All right.
I was thinking, because I'm really damaged and hurt,
I mean, unless you want to roll escape.
No, it's fine.
He doesn't want to run into a fucking ghost monster.
I was like, it worked okay for Oliver and Jake. All right, so what was that?
I was just thinking that because I'm hurt, that I know that if I take my form again, I can heal.
Oh.
So I'm gonna kneel before, in front of Anna and be like, "Honey, it's Daddy. Okay, don't be afraid, please. I need to heal." And then I'm gonna step back into the shadows.
All right. So you step back into the shadows and you open yourself up, right? And you don't transform. Instead, you hear a voice, and you know it to be Nefaris. And you hear, "Betrayer, you entered my ally's domain, and you took from him. This is not the service I demand. Return what you have taken, or suffer."
She was taken first. I'm only taking back what was mine.
Return, or suffer.
I'm just gonna stare at him. I'm not doing it.
You step out of the shadows?
I step back in. Yeah, I step back, I guess away from him. And I'm not transformed, but I'm just going to grab Anna and I'll be like, "Let's go, honey."
Okay. You kind of turn a couple more corners, and you definitely recognize, where you're at. You can definitely, take this ramp up to this, gated parking garage. You can slip through and escape out into the city. And at the threshold of, these underground lights, you hear the voice one more time. "This is your last chance. Return what you have taken. Press the issue no more, and you will be rewarded. You step out of the darkness, and the darkness will be ripped from you."
I won't give her up again. I won't. And I'm just going to walk out with it.
And as you take a few steps forward, you feel your muscles drain. You feel everything about you change. You feel weak. You feel empty. You feel split. Anna feels infinitely heavy in your hands as you're struggling desperately to carry her out of this nightmare, hellish labyrinth. And as you enter the breaking daylight of a new day in New Salem, you hear this dark, infernal whisper, "The debt is still owed." And with that, we are going to call this a session.
We do this for fun.
Alright, so that is our session this week. We will be back with more Urban Shadows, more friends like these next week. Take care of each other.
It's okay, Junior. I lost something important, too.
Oh, yeah, sure. My importance, you son of a bitch.
You threw my phone.
Oh, no. Fuck.
Jesus.
So keep it cool. You're so cool, dude. You pull out a e-cigarette. You're so cool. I'm sorry. That hurt to say. Oh.
Nope.
Oh, vaping is so dumb. All right, moving on.